Radio Namaste is brought to you by your host, the blue-collar goddess, Sarah Nash, and a small crew of guest personalities determined to amuse, entertain, and occasionally astonish you. And now, Radio Namaste, a different brand of enlightenment streaming live across this galaxy and probably a few more.
Hi world, it's your very own blue-collar goddess, Sarah Nash is your host, and you're listening to Radio Namaste on the OMTimes radio network. Welcome to a very different brand of enlightenment. I love that. It's a very different brand of enlightenment. Hey, if you're listening live, you already know this, but it doesn't hurt to share the information anyway. One of our bigger advantages over other radio networks is that we have the most advanced mobile player on the planet. And listeners don't have to download an app to get live streaming access to this conscious community of light-working musicians, artists, authors, healers, and psychic rock stars. Zen Master Ted is my groovy moderator, and he's waving. Can you all see him waving? Anyway, he's going to be tweeting live at our Twitter profile, Radio Namaste. Again, that's with an H. So head over to that part of the interweb right now and give us a follow. We'll follow you back, and you can ask questions and gold stars and, I don't know, warm, fuzzy vibes. Trolls and haters will be sent to the corner. What corner is that, Ted? Where is it? Boston? Okay, somewhere in Boston. Snowpocalypse isn't giving in, and we'll find that corner where the brave snowplow operators are pushing the mounds together. So behave. Magic will happen. Earlier this morning, I was delighted to find the quote I'd been looking for to describe today's guest. The quote is, "You know what the issue is with this world? Everyone wants a magical solution to their problem, and everyone refuses to believe in magic." And that came from Alice in Wonderland. And when I saw that, it was like my entire, my agenda for this day just sort of switched and changed. And I got a couple of emails this morning from people sending in notices at the last minute. And I love you for that. But and I'm gonna give you a free pass on this one because it was Mercury retrograde and people were running around, and it is Valentine's Day this weekend. So, but try to get that stuff into me a little bit sooner so I can work it into the agenda here. Anyways, Caryn Dougherty, aka Her Royal Majesty of Glitteriness and Rainbow Bubbles, is the fairy queen behind Raison, Éthique, and this is the first time I'm going to admit it. But when she began creating her body products and started selling them online, I was like, right, another hippie making soap. That's unique. Not this is like Seattle. We don't have enough Starbucks. We should just build another one. I mean, it was like, for those of you who don't get the sarcasm, because we have an incredibly diverse global audience. Hello, India. Starbucks sells coffee drinks, and Seattle, Washington is the epicenter. As a result, there is one or two of these coffee shops on every block, and I'm not kidding. So anyway, even though I adored Caryn, I was really skeptical. Furthermore, I figured it was a phase. Everyone has a hobby, and they think that their stuff is the best. I mean, I think my stuff is the best. And but anyways, when they realize, these people, that they have to put time and effort and money into making money, and people aren't just going to fling wads of cash at them for their unique product, it can be soul crushing. And I think that there's some ego recovery groups for online shop owners who, I don't know, maybe had their dreams smashed. And Starbucks probably hires most of those dreamers as, baristas and helping them regain their income. I mean, how's that for irony? Anyway, I witnessed this little company, Raison Éthique. It responded to the challenges and the difficulties with starting up a beginning company with compassion and love. I mean, they walked their talk, and instead of going into fear and doubt, they just got more excited. They were like, yeah. I was like, oh, stupid hippies. Well, then I ordered some of the product. You remember that quote earlier about magic? maybe it was a little hypocritical of me, but I really became a believer. When Caryn said that she was going to develop an organic bubble gum scented line, I laughed. Okay. And then she sent me a sample, and I was like, I wonder if I can chew this. Like, I mean, the stuff was amazing. And not only that, her product is really, really pretty. Like I keep it in my guest bathroom, and I have it like on shelves. I mean, it's like art. But anyways, I'm gonna let Caryn tell you all about that in a few minutes. Um, some of you might remember Matthew from Minnesota last week. He wrote in for the Ask the Blue Collar Goddess portion of our hour. Remember that, Ted? He said, my wife wants a swimming pool in the ground, and I say above the ground, and she said, it's your call. Well, Matt wrote me back, and he said, you're a terrible psychic. Furthermore, you owe me an apology, because why the hell would I put a swimming pool in my yard in Minnesota? We have a family place in Arizona, and that's where we were thinking of putting in a pool. I swear, this is a true story. Now I have to build the sauna here because my wife is a huge fan, and the hot tub was broken. Now it's getting fixed, and my kids are really angry at you. They have to wait another year before we get a pool. Thanks for nothing. Wow. Well, Zen Master Ted has suggested a new category, the No Good Deed Goes Unpunished department. I am available for consultations online. If you go to OMTimes Advisors, that's where you can look me up. And there is also a link to OMTimes Advisors on my website at namaste.com too. That's namaste with an H. You're a terrible psychic. I love that. Sometimes I am, my accuracy rate is about 87%, but most of the time I have to tell you it's not so much about clairvoyance as it is for people to see I have a natural talent which allows people to see their own truth. And I'm going to use this as a perfect example. I am not a fortune teller. A lot of really, really excellent clairvoyants and psychics like yours truly here, have the opportunity and the ability to just kind of step inside your energy, take a look at what your soul plan is, which is what I do very, very well. And I can kind of lay things out with you using oracles. I actually don't need to use oracles, but they're a tangible and physical presence when I'm giving a face-to-face reading so people can see the signs and the symbols as they're laid out. And it's not about any occult magic or fortune telling. What it is it's the universe can be described in three ways: with energy, frequency, and vibration. So I take that energy, that frequency, that vibration. It's sort of like the I Ching, which was the precursor to the Tarot. A lot of people don't know that, but I'm actually in the process of writing a free ebook, which will be available on the website pretty soon. But Tarot is a visual representation of Oriental I Ching readings that, because of the language barriers, they actually had to do I Ching readings, and then they painted them out. And then as they began trading these wonderful little pictures, they actually became tarot cards. Anyways. Okay, Matthew from Minnesota, listen, you should have said, listen, we're building our swimming pool in Arizona because, there's a lot of energy behind that. When I give readings, it's very important for people to present information to us, to me, to psychics. And, if you just like want to pull, that's why I have the magic 8-ball. Because that's funny. But I'm really sorry that your children are angry at me. But I have a suggestion. Get the above ground pool, because I think they have them like it. I don't know. Ted, can we say brand names like Costco and stuff like that? Whatever, I'm going to do it. It's my show. Go to Costco. Get an above ground pool. I don't know. They can't be that expensive. And go build one in Arizona, and go ahead and get your hot tub fixed. It's a win-win situation for everyone. Thank you to your wife for being a huge fan. I appreciate that. Ted's telling me we got two minutes. Yes, sort of. Okay. Well, at the end of the hour, we're going to do the same thing that we do every week. We're going to hand out karma violations for the Father Mulcahy Award. We're going to give someone a virtual hug and a rock for the Authentic Namaste Award. And if there's time, we're going to do always another Ask the Blue Collar Goddess. I actually have 2 emails that came in this morning that I think they're going to require a little bit of time because, well, remember, these are questions that may or may not be answered by an magic 8-ball. But Millie, do you remember Millicent from last week? She's my co-host. Thanks to her, she was like, hey, people should take this stuff seriously. So I did. I got a couple of serious questions, but we're going to dial this down for just a couple of minutes for our station identification. So now's your chance to grab a notepad because trust me, when Caryn gets here, you're going to need a cup of tea. Go ahead, take your dog out right now and we'll be back in a minute or two. And Caryn is going to give us the 411, right? Is that what's going to happen? Your timing is all off, Zen. Zen man. Caryn, are you listening?
Yep, right here.
Well, I think we were supposed to have a break here, and it's not happening. So, hey, greetings.
Greetings.
Your Royal Highness of Glitter and Magic and Soap and Body Stuff That Rocks. Hi.
And how are you, Blue Collar Goddess of Amazingness?
I don't know. I'm wondering why we don't have any break music.
Maybe Zen Master Ted needs to sing the Jeopardy theme song.
Yeah, his microphone's on mute. his microphone's on. I wonder if we're even on the air. Zen Master Ted, is anybody like doing anything on Twitter? Oh, look at that. You hear that? Hey, Caryn.
I hear that.
All right. Hang tight.
To a more mindful world. OMTimes Radio. IOM-FM.
Hi, I'm Katrina Kavanagh, host of the I Am Wisdom radio show. I Am Wisdom is about the connection between mind work and energy work, spirituality, and living a wonderful life. Looking forward to sharing each Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with you.
Being a radio host on IOM-FM allows you to build your show on a rich platform with the power of the internet to fulfill your outreach goals and connect with a very specialized and global online audience, unlimited by time and distance. OMTimes Radio will provide you with web relevance, a recognizable conscious brand, and with the standard of excellence that has accompanied every single OMTimes endeavor. Host your show with OMTimes Radio Network. The number one reason girls drop out of school in sub-Saharan Africa is lack of access to feminine hygiene products. The Pads for Schoolgirls Project, an outreach of Humanity Healing International, is changing this paradigm by setting up sewing programs at schools, teaching girls a vocational skill, while producing the reusable pads that help keep them attending classes. The girls pay it forward by making and giving pad kits to other girls in need. To learn more, visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
Radio Namaste leads you down the yellow brick road into portals of consciousness with the Blue Collar Goddess as your host. Interviews with humans who could be famous or just popular, and answers to everything are on the agenda. Tune into OMTimes Radio and drop in on Thursdays at 3 Eastern. It's a different brand of enlightenment.
Conscious media for conscious minds. OMTimes.
Yeah, you know, I wish you could see Zen Master Ted. He's like flinging cactuses. It's like duck. Goose. Yeah, he's like, Dad! That commercial came in like, I don't know what, 32 seconds later. He's like, you know, it's awesome. He's that, you know, somebody's gonna get the Father Mulcahy Award over at the platform. Anyways, Caryn, hi.
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 How are you?
Trying to duck while the cactuses are flying through the air. What is Raison Éthique? Am I saying that right? Raison Éthique. What does that mean?
Raison Éthique. Yeah. We're guessing at the pronunciation. It could be éthique. It could be éthique. I'm not French, so if you have any French listeners and we're pronouncing it wrong, we'd really appreciate knowing whether or not we are saying our company name right. But Raison Éthique, it's a French term. It means for ethical reasons. And it sounds really, really big and really fancy. But basically, we are a down-to-earth company that's run by a couple of glitter-flinging magicians who make really good bath and body products out of natural ingredients.
Amen. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's I know that when we connected earlier and I said that I was going to come clean. No pun intended. I was like, I didn't want to offend you, but I got to tell you, I mean, really, soap, body products. I mean, because you were I was really enchanted with your clothing designs because you just and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, soap, and I'm like, hey, why?
Well, hey, if you listened to the lead-in to this, on the news flash that they were running here in the very beginning, they're saying that clothing sales are down and people just aren't buying $500, $600, $700 outfits anymore. And doing the soap for the house and for the family made all the sense in the world. And it's magic, Sarah. If you were here, you'd be able to see. I mean, you take lye and you take oils and you mix it together and you have soap.
Yeah, I know. Everybody does it though. Like, in fact, there's another radio show host here. She's like, oh, we make our own bath and body products too. And I'm like, of course you do.
Yeah, maybe she does. I don't know. There's a lot of people out there. It's like the new DIY trend. A lot of what I'm seeing is they use what's in their kitchen, and I don't know what's in their kitchen. I know what's in our kitchen, and we hand source everything that we have here. We seek out the best, the absolute best on the planet, and
That's
we have
fact.
stuff. Yeah, we have stuff that, in fact, we just got a shipment today. Essential oils from Indonesia and Australia and Bulgaria and Hungary, and our butters come from Ghana, and we've got our herbs and stuff from Madagascar, and in fact, in our hemp oil we source all the way up in Canada, and everything it works in a symbiotic relationship with your skin and your body, and that's the magic behind what we do.
We had a huge solar flare. I think it was on Monday. And oddly enough, Caryn, I have some of your product in my guest bathroom, which I have a clawfoot soaking tub, which is like my, it's like my little special place. When it was, this was what I've waited for all my life, to have my little soaking tub. And my skin started doing this. A lot of people don't know that solar flares, because we're in this ascension process right now. Right. And I'm going to talk about your product here with regard to how the magic behind it. For some reason, I just listened to my inner sense and my inner guide, and I literally took a bath with your soap, and it was the really pretty one too. I think it was Moonflower.
Moonflower.
Yeah.
Yes.
And oh my God, your product, and see, that's the other thing. Your products are beautiful. They are. I'm telling you, they're works of art. So, but you know what? I listened to it. I listened to my inner knowing, my inner guide, and that rash, that itchy stuff that happens during solar flares. That the pharmaceutical companies are like, yeah, you're just a hippie, and you need, probably an antipsychotic and a drop dead Fred pill and all that other stuff. Yeah, it's not true.
No.
The thing is that I felt like I had a magical shield around me. And that's I think that was the final push. And I don't know if it's because I was like, well, God, of course she's going to be on my show this week. But how are your products affecting the world? I mean,
they're doing amazing things. It's really interesting. People are drawn to them for a number of reasons. And I guess that's where the magic lies. We have people that are drawn to the pretty, and they're drawn to the name, like our newest one, which is wild honeysuckle. And I've had a couple of customers who were like, wild honeysuckle. Oh, I remember drinking the nectar of the flowers as a child. And so they order a bar and they get it, and they're amazed because it smells exactly, it captures that memory, and it allows them to relive that experience over and over and over until the soap is gone. And, that's just one of them.
That's like aromatherapy.
It is.
Are you an aromatherapist?
No, I'm not an aromatherapist. I've tapped into centuries and centuries of doing these types of things, creating these types of products. Concoctions comes to mind, and that's what I'm drawing on. It all goes off of intuition, and I'm guided to make certain things at certain times, and that's what we put in. That's what we put into motion. We've got right now on the back burner, we've got a sacred smudge soap that we're going to be releasing in March, and it's made with ground Palo Santo wood, and sanctified white sage that we've located an indigenous source in the Four Corners region here in the United States, and they've gathered this, and it's all been blessed and charged and harvested under the moon, and all of the amazing esoteric portions of the magic of that.
And I'm just going to I'm just going to interrupt you here for a second. For those who are listening who are skeptical, let's just call it science, okay? Let's just call this esoteric quantum light science, because magic is sometimes kind of a silly word, even though it's true. But when we define magic, and so basically what I'm going to say is Caryn, you're a soap shaman. You are a soap shaman. You're a soap shaman, and not only that, it's like your other body products too. But are you like? I know that this is why you only make small batches, and when they're gone, they're gone. And that's kind of part of the. That's part of the magic in there too. I mean, because you're not ever going to go mass, are you? Please say no.
Mass in that, like some of the larger soap corporations where, we've got 8,000 people cranking out, no, it's always going to be hands-on, and it's all going to be, small batches, we're looking at 15 pounds at a time, which is roughly 100 bars. Mm-hmm. Small batches, all hands on. We're not ever going to automate it, because once you remove the human aspect of it, you lose what goes into it.
I think vineyards, wineries need to really tap into your product here. I'm like, marketing guru here in my head. I'm just thinking this is like wine. It's like, in 1998 we had this, great Pinot, and it's gone, but you can get these and not only that, aging your soap. Your soap lasts like forever.
Yes.
Like I don't use it right away because it's so pretty, and I just have it sitting on a shelf, and all of a sudden, I like the other night I used it. This bar I know is going to last forever. I have a bar of your lilac something or other. It's that purple stuff.
Okay.
And you know what? Chakras, like colors.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Your chakra soaps. Yeah.
Yes, my chakra soaps. Those are amazing. I'm a Reiki master, and so we're guided to create the chakra soaps. And what we have is there's actually 8 of them. There is individual bars that are specific. They are colored, and they are scented with a combination of 3 essential oils that are specifically blended for the specific chakra that they are attuned to. And in my space, I have crystals, and I have grids that I draw and I focus all that energy on into the creation of that loaf of soap that's specific to that chakra. And then they're attuned. They are created to help balance that specific chakra. We have the 7, and then we have a banded one that incorporates all 7 of them into a single bar of soap.
Rainbows.
It is. It truly is. It's a rainbow. And then what they do, the way we look at it is they're Reiki attunements in a bar of soap. It's like a Reiki treatment that will last as long as the bar of soap will last. And so we actually have them on the website. They last on average about 4 to 6 weeks. A few people who have left them sitting up on their shelf and have just looked at them before they've used them for any length of time. Yeah. They've lasted upwards of 8 weeks and longer.
Mm-hmm. And I will attest to that too. Yes. Okay, we're gonna tell people right now, because I know they're going, all right, well, what's this website? Tell them.
Website www.Raison Éthique, and that's RAISONETHIQUE.com.
Okay. And I know people are going to hit me up with, do I get a coupon because I was like listening to the show?
Oh, yes, of course. We are offering for all of the Radio Namaste listeners a coupon good for 10% off your purchase, good through the end of March. Just enter the code Namaste with an H during checkout and you'll get that discount.
Okay, and not only that, when I was looking at your website last night, it was really hysterical because, like, I'm a snob. I like to do boutique shopping and stuff, what have you. Your product is so pretty that I was like, why is it so cheap? I'm like, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you charging more for this? And then you said, well, we're planning on having like a gold line or something like that.
Yes, we're working on a gold glitter line. Hopefully it'll be out by holiday season of this year.
All right. Well, hold on to that thought. We're going to talk about that when we come back.
All right.
Connecting you with the best of the conscious minds in the world. OMTimes Radio. IOM-FM.
Hi, this is Sylvia Henderson, intuitive life coach and energy healer. Are you ready to elevate and rise way above your normal? Be sure to listen to my show, Intuitive Transformations, on OMTimes Radio, Sunday evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern. Get the inspiration you need to transform your life.
Being a radio host on IOM-FM allows you to build your show on a rich platform with the power of the internet to fulfill your outreach goals and connect with a very specialized and global online audience, unlimited by time and distance. OMTimes Radio will provide you with web relevance, a recognizable conscious brand, and with the standard of excellence that has accompanied every single OMTimes endeavor. Host your show with OMTimes Radio Network. Are you trying to get from point A to point B and need a little advice? Connect with the counselors at OMTimes Advisors. Whether you're looking for a life coach or a spiritual intuitive, the advisors participating at advisors.omtimes.com were carefully chosen based on their gifts, skills, and professionalism. OMTimes Advisors, connecting you with the best advisors in the business.
Hi, my name is Monica and I'm the host of CoCreating Now. Give yourself an opportunity to connect with your all-knowing higher self and manifest joy, love, and peace together every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern.
Your conscious lifestyle on steroids. OMTimes Radio. IOM-FM.
Okay, so we were talking about magic and glitter. So let's continue, because we're still honoring the shining lunatic in each of us. That's what Radio Namaste is about. So it's back to you. You are the person of the hour, Caryn. Tell me about the magic in your life.
The magic. It's all magic.
Okay.
Or at least okay, for me, it's all magic. And it starts, it starts with the products, because it's magic when it all comes together. isn't magic just tuning in and believing to the small voice that kind of guides you through life? And when you're listening to that small voice and it's guiding you in the direction that maybe might be the best for your situation right now, when everything starts lining up and becomes synchronistic, isn't that the magic?
Well, some people just call that life. Some people call that being common sense. And I'm just saying, playing devil's advocate here, it's like honoring magic, honoring what that is, and that synchronicity. Some people, I know for a fact that a lot of these, like Carla McLaren, she's an emotional life coach, and she wrote the book The Language of Emotions, and she was pretty woo woo before she just threw it all away and went, oh, this doesn't exist. This is all just, it's ridiculous. We don't want to go in that direction. And then other people like Dr. Jean Shinoda Bolen, she wrote The Tao of Synchronicity, and maybe it's semantics. I think it's about perception.
Yeah, well, maybe it's a combination of both, because you're talking to people and they're like, oh my gosh, how is it that all of this is working? Like, for example, starting in on this year, we set out with the intention of focusing our energy on opening up a store, an actual retail facility where people can walk in and there's this little gift shop and all this really cool stuff to buy, and then they can see the stuff being made right there. And we started focusing our energy on creating a space like that here for the public to come in and take a look at, and offering classes and that sort of thing. And once we set our intentions, things started dropping into our field, into our vision, into our lives. And it's like puzzle pieces just dropping out of the sky into place. And to a lot of people that would seem magic, and to many other people it would be, oh, well, that's good luck or good fortune. We like to look at it as magic, and that's how we're teaching the kids to look at it. Is they're filled with this potential and this magic to manifest everything that they want to happen in their lives. They just have to open up the door to allow it to happen.
Well, again, that's like that quote that I said, the issue is with this world, everyone wants a magical solution to their problem, but everyone refuses to believe in magic.
Right.
And I have actually spent time with you and your beloved, and you guys put the Madge in the it was like, I was like, wait a minute, they put the ick in magic. Quite the opposite, it was just like, I know I'm gonna get a phone call from my daughter later. Mom, shut up. But the thing is that the two of you together, I know I want you to talk a little bit about this. Well, for the Christians who are listening, because I really honor Christianity, and I honor where they go, where two or more are gathered in my name, meaning, Jesus Christ and Christ consciousness, there I am. I know that you and your husband, Kelly, tend to create a lot of this magic together.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Many times he is the background. He's the one that continues to prompt me and support me and remind me of the direction that we're going in. And he supports everything that I do 100%. He looks at me sometimes like, really, you're going to throw glitter on that? And making a bar of soap, and he'll stand there and I'll grab the glitter, and it's like, no, really, honey, glitter's a good thing. And there's glitter in the air and it's falling all over the top, and he's just like, it doesn't look right. And then when it's done, he's like, okay, I believed in you. I didn't think that you were 100% there, but I see that you were right. And he supports everything that I do. And he's a very active participant in the company. When we deliver products to stores, or we're out and we're doing events or what have you, he's right there with me. And when I have a bad day and something doesn't go right, if a soap seizes, or we have a hair conditioner catastrophe and the hair conditioner turns into silly putty or bonding mud, he's the one that's there, and he's like, okay, it's just supplies, and we'll do this again and just throw it away and start over, and we'll try something different.
The neat thing about throwing something like that away is because it is all organic. What I was just thinking of like glitter, because, you know, spring is coming and my allergies are just like really going off the charts. It's like I finally dialed it down to something within the ground. I think it has something to do with the grass, but glitter, what do you make your glitter from? What is that?
It's actually, I say glitter. What the glitter that we use on the tops of all of our soaps is actually ground mica. And so mica comes from the earth, and it's all naturally colored, and it's ground super, super, super fine. So it's like that glitter that just doesn't go away. And you're walking through the house, and 4 weeks after you've made something, you still have glitter. That's what we use on the tops of the soaps. You mentioned that the products are organic. For clarification, all of the butters and the oils are all organic in nature, and they're bio-friendly. What we use is we offer 98% all natural organic, and we offer 100%. And the difference in those two, the 98% would be like our memory scents, because you just can't recreate wild honeysuckle. It just doesn't exist. We limit ourselves to 2% of the entire batch of soap that we make, 2% being the amount of a nitro musk and phthalate-free fragrance oil.
Okay, so basically you have to understand, my listening audience is going, these are like I've nude, wing of bat, I don't, What about somebody with allergies? What I know from my personal experience, that I mean, I'm allergic to everything, like literally. Like when I went to my nutritionist and I had my adrenal fatigue, it was like, yeah, you can like sit in a bubble and like drink filtered water and maybe have broccoli if it's, you know, grown on a Tibetan mountaintop and harvested by Moroccan virgins. Like you're screwed, Sarah. You know, which is why I was really super critical and honestly, I was super critical of your product. I have to tell you, because you were like, oh, here, put this on this and put this on that and throw this together and I mean, you're just like so matter of fact about it. It's like, I think part of the magic is that you have 100%, not 99.9% faith. You have like 100% faith in your product.
Right.
It's almost arrogant. I love it. No wonder you are Her Royal Majesty of Glitter.
It's knowing what works, and it's going by intuition. So I know, for example, the healing salve that I sent you folks, you and Zen Master Ted, the healing salve uses herbs that we pick from our garden, and we soak those herbs for an entire month in coconut oil, which is healing all by itself, and hemp seed oil. And then we add a little bit of lavender in order to keep it bacteria free. But all of those herbs are made by nature to heal the cuts and the bumps and the bruises and the burns and the scrapes and everything else that happen to us in our day-to-day lives.
But how did you know that? I mean, what guided you to that? You can't just say intuition. I mean, granted, you know, our ancestors, you know, years and years ago would watch a deer eat something and then, you know, whatever. Right. But like, what really started this? Seriously, what really started this?
When we switched, we went vegetarian for 3-4 years ago, and we started to get away from petroleum products, petroleum substances in everything that's out there. And I have two small kids, 9 and 10. I think they were like 7 and 8 at the time that we started doing this. And they would get cuts and bruises, and I didn't want to put the name brand stuff on it because it's petroleum based. It has stuff in there that you don't want to be absorbed into your skin.
Oh, come on. It's just ancient dinosaurs.
Yeah. And so I started researching. And I have a special connection with Google, and I started researching, okay, what works? And I knew coconut oil works. and I started researching herbs, and I discovered that plantain, for example, has a natural, it will automatically stop the bleeding if you take a plantain leaf and you wrap it around a cut. And raw honey or beeswax have natural antibacterial and antiseptic properties, and the same thing with lavender essential oil. And then I contacted an herbalist in Colorado, and I said, look, this is what I want to do. And he came back and he said, okay, then you want to take these herbs. If you want it to stop bruising and swelling and that sort of thing, you need to combine these herbs together. And he said, but if you want to heal tissues from the inside out, then you need to combine these herbs together. And so working very, very closely with a naturopath and an herbalist in Colorado, we developed what we now call our wellness miracle salve. And it works on everything from, that's the green stuff that you and Zen Master Ted have, is it works on everything from cuts and scrapes to deep tissue recovery, like after surgery and that sort of thing.
And not only that, my Huppet, I actually have a Husky Pit Bull mix, Daisy. Daisy May, as you know, we used it on Daisy.
Yes.
Because you can use this on your animals as well, and they actually respond to it a little bit faster and better.
Yes.
Which is unusual because dogs have like thicker skin.
Yes. And because all of the ingredients are naturally occurring, I mean, we've used it on our ducks and chickens. We've used it on the kids.
Your ducks and chicken. You guys are such hippies. Hey, listen, I think we're going to like head into a break here in just like a few more seconds. So I'm going to bring you into the last part of our show because I have a couple more questions I want to ask you. And I want people to make sure that they can actually connect with you. But one of the things I wanted to ask you is, do you besides being like an intuitive and a Reiki master, oh God, here comes the music. Oh my God, they're going to make us leave, Caryn. Okay, we'll be back. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Free your mind. Expand your soul. OMTimes Radio. IOM-FM.
Circle of Hearts Radio is a sanctuary on the airwaves. Join me, Grandmother Elia, in the circle on Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern as I share information to both enlighten and nourish your soul.
Host your show on IOM-FM, the radio network of OMTimes Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of OMTimes. Hosting a show on IOM-FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community. Simone Milasas would like you to know that business can be fun, which is why she wrote the book, Joy of Business. What if you could have the joy of business rather than the stress and struggle? Most of the time, the only thing stopping you from a thriving business is you. In the Joy of Business book, Simone gives you access consciousness tools and pragmatic ways to get out of your own way and to create the business, life, and living you know is possible and beyond what this reality says is achievable. Business is joy. It's creation. It's generative. It can be the adventure of living. You can purchase your copy of the book through Amazon or Joy of Business website, www.accessjoyofbusiness.com.
The Laying On of Hands Healing Radio Show is about treating the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. Join me, Charles Smith, as I share life-balancing measures such as nutrition and spiritual practices to help you take charge of your own health and wellness every Thursday at 7 p.m. on OMTimes Radio.
The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM-FM.
What do you think of my music?
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, they gave me this this selection of music. A lot of people ask me, why are you doing a radio show? I mean, it's like everybody does a radio show. And I was just thinking about this during the break, and I was talking to Zen Master Ted about it. And I thought, it's like, because I got je ne sais quoi, man. I got, in a year or 2 years, I have no idea well, that's not true. I have a small idea of what my listening audience is about, but it's like you with your soap. It's like, what makes you think that you can go out there? Everybody makes friggin' soap, friggin' hippie, whatever, and it's like, yeah. And then you pat them on the head, and it's like, and I know that you and I have had this conversation. It's like, you're adorable, right? It's like, I know that I was born to be on the radio and to talk to people and to interview people because I'm really flippin' interested. I'm one of those weirdos that loves looking at other people's vacation photos just because I think it's interesting, and you're one of those weirdos who knows that all your hippie shit is awesome.
Yes.
So what are your plans for the future?
Well, we're working on the business plan for the retail facility where we can like manufacture in a larger space and do classes and teach people how to do what we do.
I want you to tell people about your
and the big one. Yes, we're Amazon. Yes. We just got approved to Raison Éthique is now an approved brand on Amazon, and we have our first 3 soaps available up on Amazon. We're hoping to have the entire product line up on Amazon here by about the end of March, and then we've got the gold glitter, the line that we're doing for the holiday season, which will be high end. Really fancy, and people have their black label, and that's like the creme de la creme of whatever their products are. And black is a yucky color. I don't look good in it, and so we're gonna go. We figure, and my soaps are so pretty; they don't look good in black. That's kind of a depressing color. So we're going with a gold glitter label that we'll have out for the holiday season. And that'll just be, bigger sizes and fancier stuff and things like jasmine and argan oil and I don't know, emu oil or some,
emu oil.
Something that's new that they've come out with, and prickly pear seed oil, which I haven't done any research on these, so they sound exotic. We'll look into them, and emu oil, but apparently that's something new that's on the market as the latest and greatest in face stuff or hair stuff, or I don't know. I haven't researched it, so I'm just pulling words out of the air.
Oh no, you're doing a great job. Although there is somewhat of an echo, but I'm also very interested in your idea of having your shop. You're located in just on the border of Portland and Vancouver in Washington and Oregon, the United States, right?
Yes, that is correct.
So you were telling us about this idea that you had for a shop where there was a glass wall, or like when you go to a pizza parlor and you can see the guy flipping the pizza.
Right.
Whatever. I don't. Maybe I'm old school, but I really like the idea of going in and having people be able to watch what you do, and the idea for offering classes and workshops. And one of the things that it was. For my listening audience, I want to say that when Caryn was telling me, I'm going to teach people how to do this. And I was like, well, if you teach them how to do it, they're going to be making their own. And then they won't come back to you and buy your product. And you just laughed.
If that's the route that they want to go, they need supplies. So we will offer all the supplies necessary so they can take the class and they can learn how to do, whether it's soap or lip balm or deodorant or even the salves. But they need to be able to buy supplies. And so we will be offering a place where they can go and they can buy the supplies that they need so they can make whatever batch of whatever it is that they want to make. And then there will be people who will try a loaf of soap and they'll be like, no,
Yeah. See, I
Because,
think that's what's going to happen most of all, because
yes,
I've realized that I know people who have developed eBay stores and this, that, and the other. And after a
right,
while, it's again, I want to honor the both of you and Kelly and your family, because I meant what I said. I think instead of you going into fear and doubt,
right,
you created your own little heaven on earth. And I feel like I'm quoting Gary Zukav here, but you chose to respond to some of the
yes,
life's difficulties with compassion and love, which I
right,
think is the cornerstone of what you've got going on here. And
yes.
Caryn, I'm going to have you back in maybe a little while. If you'd come back, I'd love to. But
Oh, I
what
would love
I'd
to
like
come
to
back.
do is go out there and watch you do some magic.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah.
of course.
So tell people where they can find you one more time, and then I'm going to shoo you out the door because we got other things to talk about, and I think we're running out of time here. But I am really very grateful to you, because
Thank
you
you so
turned me
much.
to a believer, because I'm like the world's most skeptical psychic, and it's like so go ahead, tell the world where we can find you.
You can find us online at www.raisonethique. That's RAIS, like Sam, ON as in Nancy, ETHIQUE.com. 24/7, 365 days a year.
Mm-hmm. And if you
And
use Namaste, they'll get 10% off.
they'll get 10% off their purchase.
Okay, great. And I know you just got started with your Amazon store, so I really don't want to send a lot of people over there yet, but congratulations.
Oh, thank
Because
you.
I know you had to jump through some serious hoops with that, and that's really
Right.
impressive. And,
Yep.
will you, just in closing, before I
Mhm.
go, get out of here, go home, go make some soap. Um, will you be offering any kind of like distributorship or anything, do you think? Or
It's very possible. I mean, we're looking to expand we're already in 2 states. We have two retailers that
huh?
carry our product in 2 different states. We are looking to expand nationwide and worldwide.
Okay.
And so that is truly in the cards. And it's
And
when the
these are
time is right.
resorts too. I happen to know that you're at a
Yeah.
very exclusive resort too.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Caryn, I'm just like Zen Master Ted's throwing
Thank you so
cactuses around the room.
much.
So, people, this is not your typical hippie shit, all right? This is the real deal, and there's absolute magic in this. And oddly enough, I kind of wanted to focus on some of the magic, and we ended up talking about this. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. It was awesome though. You're awesome,
It is.
and you
Well,
are the fairy queen. You are Her Royal Highness. Now, go be big.
thank you. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. I appreciate your time. And, I know that I want people to understand one other thing too. Uh, Caryn is not a paid sponsor. This is not a paid gig, right? I
No.
believe in her products so much that I asked you to come here.
Yeah.
And I'm advertising it on my
Yeah.
website, which is namaste.com with an H. So I want people to understand that this was not one of those paid promotional, like, oh my God, I
Uh-uh.
love you, infomercials. So
No.
go make some soap. Get out of here. I
Okay.
got things to
Thank
talk
you.
about.
All right. Bye.
Bye. I thought it was important, Zen Master Ted, to tell people, because like, she is on the website. So, anyways, real quickly, God, oh my God, how many minutes do we have? We got 143 for he's holding up. Well, we were talking about the Father Mulcahy Award and the Namaste Award, and there were a couple of things that came through this week with regard to the Namaste Award and the Father Mulcahy Award, and I wanted to give. I'm going to give the Father Mulcahy Award. This week's Father Mulcahy Award goes to my second grade teacher, Mrs. Giraldi.
There.
Mrs. Giraldi, she was very mean. And Valentine's Day is coming this weekend, as everybody knows. And here in the United States, a lot of the kids in grade schools will hand out Valentines. And I was known as Debbie the dog. And I was not very popular in grade school, in elementary school, and there's a lot of reasons for that. But Mrs. Giraldi in my second grade class at Chevy Chase Elementary, she was the bane of my existence. And when the kids started, being very, very cruel to me, Valentine's Day, I didn't get a single Valentine. I didn't get a single Valentine. And you know what? That was Mrs. Giraldi's fault. And while I've moved on and I've become the incredibly cool dudess that I have, those moments defined my ability to move through life with humor, and possibly allowed me to become a bit more sociopathic because I started talking in an English accent because my mother would not allow me to watch television. So that, unfortunately I was able to watch fortunately, Monty Python and things like that. But Mrs. Giraldi, you get the Father Mulcahy Award. Second grade and third grade were very, very difficult as a result of your disgusting thoughtlessness and your inability to face the fact that I had a higher IQ when I was 7 than you did at whatever you were. So you were just, I hope the world didn't kick you in the ass too terribly much, because I can't be the only person that you did this to. Now, the Namaste Award goes to Mrs. Callahan. And I want everybody to give themselves a Valentine, like Mrs. Callahan gave me when I was in 6th grade. Here's my Valentine to you, world. Next week, we're going to talk about the White Light Express. I'm going to bring on Dina Anderson. She's my doctor of transdimensional communication, who showed me what it was all about. Get out there and be big. Love each other. Be part of the solution, not the problem.